I think there's a lot of echo chambers in the meditation community, and often people think meditation's the only thing I need, the only thing I need to do. It's like meditation will solve my problems. Meditation will take me from suffering to liberation. And whilst there is certainly some merit to it, there's some truth to it, right? We wouldn't be talking about it if there wasn't some truth to it. There's also some falsehood or confusion. Now I'm speaking from my experience, and I'm speaking from the experience of many, many other people, which is where you use meditation as a coping mechanism. You use meditation to bypass. You use meditation to not do the cleanup work, or not even know that that's an option, right? So this video is really about why you need to go holistic and why meditation is not enough. So meditation's this tool. It's an enlightening activity. There's so many different types of meditation. I can't speak of all of them. But just in general, if you are watching this video, you're probably in the meditation space where the meditation technique is moving you towards awakening, some type of awakening. What I'm really liking now is how people are talking about the importance of being more holistic. We're moving towards that, right? People are realizing actually, doing shadow work is important. Looking at psychological things. I can't just bypass every psychological thing that arises. There's some truth to it, but there's also some aspect where it actually needs to be looked at, actually needs to be integrated. So going holistic is the solution. It's the more integrated way to look at it. If we look at Ken Wilber's idea, he wrote this idea of you wake up, you grow up, or you wake up, you clean up, you grow up, you show up. It's a 4-quadrant kind of system. And so everything we're doing in the meditation kind of space is that waking up type stuff, waking up to the nature of reality. But just because we wake up doesn't mean it's integrated. Just because we wake up doesn't mean we know what to do or we know how to operate. In fact, for me, when I would go through realizations like, feeling emptiness, right? Emptiness in the Buddhist context. Or how, thoughts and conceptual ideas are like purely empty, it's just created in the mind, seeing that through that illusion. We can, start to assign ourselves views, right? Different views, like, and you hear this all the time, that concepts aren't useful, you can just throw it out and just be in the present moment all the time. And so there's almost a subtle kind of dislike of using concepts. There's an aversion to using concepts, which is another view, it's another belief system, right? That subtly has crept up on us. Or the idea that we're not our mind, we're not our body. And yes, there's some truth to that, but there's some also relative truth that we are kind of like in this body, and we do have this mind, and psychological makeup does matter, and it does really change our experience. And so if we're operating from this place of, hey, I'm just not going to look at it, I'm going to repress it, that's not going to be so helpful. And I can go on with so many more examples. There's a lot of views and ideas that are talked about in spiritual communities and spiritual echo chambers, because you might be following a specific tradition or specific teacher. Another one, for example, desire. This is a common one, saying desire is bad, you should let go of all desires. And so people practice a lot of releasing, but let go of all the things they need to release. But then they also apply that to desires. They say, it's just something that's arising. Something I need to let go of. And I've definitely done this in the past, right? I'm not exempt to it. I've done it, so I know it. And then you may further perpetuate a split in your psyche, right? This is what they call a split ego state. So one part of you wants to, follow that kind of desirelessness, and the other part of you might really want that desire. And now you've got these two parts of you that's really fighting internally. You've got like an internal fight going on. And to clean that up, you have to do things like parts work to look at, okay, what does this part of me need? What does this part of me need? And look at the fractured psyche. So what I'm liking right now about integral theory, and there's lots of different types of integral theory, but basically, to put it simply, it's a model that integrates different things. It integrates the waking up stuff that really matters, but it also integrates the psychological side. It says, okay, no, we want to wake up, but we also want to clean up to have a good life, right? And to make an impact in the world. And then the growing up, and the showing up to life. So that's what I'm really interested in right now. And in this video, I just wanted to talk about going holistic. Now, the mindset is different. It's not about using meditation as that one thing that's going to cure my problems, but using my intuition to guide me in what I need. So it's asking the question, what does this tool offer me? So it's meditation is a tool. What type of meditation am I going to do? I'm going to do this type of meditation. Okay, cool. Good to know. At other times, you may feel like your nervous system is really dysregulated. You might feel agitation if you're going through like a Kundalini awakening, or having Kundalini awakening type symptoms, and you're dealing with a lot of body shaking or spontaneous body movement. This is, a sign from your body that, there's some traumas that are stored in the body that need to be looked at, not even looked at, but just felt, heard, and shaken out, because it's all somatic. So that's where somatic bodywork comes in for me. So if I need to do that, it's like, okay, do some somatic bodywork. And this shift is basically now I understand what I'm doing to a great extent, and I'm understanding what these techniques are for. I think we can just often blindly follow what somebody tells us, and they're like, okay, do this, do Vipassana, right? It's going to alleviate all your suffering. But there's an aspect where you need to focus and follow your intuition. So what is your intuition telling you? What do you need in this moment? If your body's in a fight or flight state, or you're feeling really ungrounded, is continuing to do the same thing, continuing to do inside meditation, inside practice, is that going to be beneficial in the situation? Maybe not. Right? Maybe not. Maybe you need some somatic body work. So I really liked this YouTuber, Sam Roth. He made a video some time ago. He talked about how most serious meditators are in a constant fight or flight state. They're in that trauma response, fight, flight, freeze, fawn. And they have this internal kind of agitation going on. And in fact, what I've noticed is as you increase your awareness, often it actually increases your sensitivity. That increases the potential for you to be triggered. It means you can't unsee things anymore. You can't really repress them. It's going to come up if it's going to come up, right? And this is where shifting from this dogmatic view, this dogmatic perspective, to a more integrated, holistic view of like, okay, I'm not just going to follow the one doctor because he tells me to take the drug and it's the quote-unquote fix, but I'm going to see what I need in this moment, and I'm going to realize that the body, the mind, the spirit, and all these different aspects of us need to be integrated and understood. And by that, I'm talking about doing it from this perspective of seeing this as one integrated whole, rather than seeing it as separate or seeing things as, to be ignored. Because I think when we ignore it, that's when we get into trouble. I think that's where people get into trouble. Is they go down one train too hard. And by the way, I think it's fine. I think it's normal to really explore something for quite some time. Even go to the extreme, and then you realize what that extreme is. I actually think that's beneficial, but there needs to be a point where you're like, okay, I've seen it, I know it, now I don't need to continue there. And I think if you're watching this video, that might be the case for you. You may be a more advanced spiritual seeker, and you may understand that, okay, now it's time for me to shift into something different, or try something different, or follow what my intuition tells me in terms of what I can do to continue spiritual progress, to continue alleviating personal suffering, feeling better, having more energy. These things are all integrated.